fofo. This for the fofo. For the city and them back roads. Got a whole county full of them ghosts. All from the fofo. Hey, it's just for Beulah County. Yeah, right on your head like a bounty. Said I'm from Beulah, they know I'm from Beulah. So let me just go talk about my surroundings. Shout out them Eagles that's out in Geneva. Them Lakers, oh yeah, that's Palmerton and Valley. We from the football chasing these goals. If you in the way, you get taken out proudly. And Jefferson soaring with Falcons. Said that you working, you ain't really working. You see that we working, our hands got a callus. Putting in reps till we moving some mountains. Edgewell got warriors, they won't allow it. Me, I bleed green and gold, they know defeating no dragons who run the whole city. You wildin'. And they really bout it, yeah. And next we gon' go to Grand Valley. Work like a horse and don't show no remorse. So opponents keep coming, we stack them and pile them, yeah. And kinda got flooded with Spartans. As soon as they pull up on game day, we park them. Cause we number one in that spot, ain't a bargain. Man, shout out St. John, they be ballin' like Harden. This for the fofo. This for the fofo. This for the fofo.
What is going on, everybody? This is Sam Torres from the 440 Sports Show. Let me make sure we got sound. Yep, we got sound. We're good to go there. I really kind of impromptu show tonight. Not going to be anything long or crazy like that, but I did want to get a quick update on some of the things that are going on and coming up. More importantly, as you know, we are going for our fourth year getting the Ashtabula County Combine. That's going to be happening on July 27th. That's going to be at Lakeside High School, starting off at 9 o'clock. We've got a lot of brand new stuff that we're going to be trying out this year. We've got some 7-on-7 stuff. We've got lineman challenge that's going to be implemented this year. So that's going to be a really fun thing to add to it. Obviously, we're going to, be given trophies for the fastest guys, the strongest guys, fastest 40 times, the most bench press reps. We'll be giving out trophies for that like we've done in past years, but we've got some new stuff that we're adding in this year, including the lineman challenge, which I'm really, really excited for. I've gotten a chance to check out some 7-on-7s here in the off season. Well, it's not really the off season. It essentially feels like we went right from baseball right into football, which I'm not complaining. I'll be honest with you. I've been ready for football since like February. Baseball season, softball season, it was a blast. We had a lot of great teams, a lot of great players, going out and showing off their talents this year. We got a chance to cover an absolute ton of it. If you want to catch those replays, they're always going to be available right on ysnlive.com under the archive. Pick your school, find the game you want to watch. It's going to be right there. We had some big moments this year. We talked a little bit about it on the send-off show. You had teams like St. John that were, hitting the ball all over the field. Some softball teams making their mark this year. A lot of teams improved. It was really a blast to get to cover it. We're really in the middle of, or toward the end of that Little League season, as well as we've got some teams right here from the county that are still playing, including, I believe, the Ashtabula Little League 10 and 11-year-old softball players, I believe, are still playing. I might have the ages off there, but, best of luck to those young ladies as it's getting very, very competitive very, very quickly. We've had some great events right here in Ashtabula County, including, the Mount Carmel Festival, which I got a chance to go to this weekend and got to see all kinds of people enjoying. No problems out there. I know that there have been fights and stuff like that have happened in some of the festivals around Northeast Ohio. I was proud to say that right here in Ashtabula, nothing, absolutely nothing, just people coming out and enjoying each other's company and celebrating Mount Carmel. So that was really a fun festival to go check that out. But we've got a lot of things coming up very, very soon, including, let me jump over here and share the screen. So obviously we've got the combine coming up on the 27th of July. That one's going to start right at 9 o'clock. We're going till it says 2:30, but we may be going a little bit longer, depending on how long some of these events are going to take. With the the implementation of the 7-on-7, which is going to be a tournament. So we are going to be introducing a traveling trophy. So now that the OHSAA has loosened the ties on 7-on-7, so these football teams can go out there and have as many 7-on-7s as they want to. We are going to take full advantage of that here. We're going to have our own little Ashtabula County 7-on-7 tournament. It's going to be right here at the Combine every single year. You're going to see some of the best athletes in the county going against each other in the 7-on-7. And as we got that kind of locked in and figured out the rules and how we're going to go about it, it will be 2 rounds. The first 2 rounds are going to be from the 40-yard line. And then the championship game is actually going to be from the 20-yard line going into their end zone. So we're going to have a full 80-yard 7-on-7 for the championship game. It's a single elimination tournament. There are a lot of teams that have a lot of work already. I cannot wait to get a chance to see some of these guys. You know, we will be putting together some previews here. Look for those coming out. Those articles will be coming out on ysnlive.com. Just giving you kind of an idea of what these teams are getting into this year. You know, we'll talk about their schedule. We'll talk about the guys who have left. We'll talk about the guys who are coming back, some of the expectations that I'm going to think that I'm going to be looking for this year. It is going to be a fun year. One of the things I'm looking most forward to is, as it stands right now, all 7 Ashtabula County YSN teams have a dedicated broadcast crew. And what does that mean for you? That means that every Friday or Saturday, whatever day they're playing, if an Ashtabula County football team that's under the YSN umbrella is playing a football game, it's going to be live right here on ysnlive.com. We've got some guys that are going to be joining the team this year for the first year. We've got some guys who are returning. I'm really, really excited to get this one. You know, Pymatuning Valley is going to have a crew of Laker heads that are going to be covering them. Jefferson's got a brand new announcer this year that's going to be covering all the Jefferson games. Obviously, I'll be crossing over, going between, you know, St. John, Lakeside, Jefferson, Edgewood. I'll be bouncing around, but every game is going to be covered this year. It's going to be right here on your home for high school sports in Northeast Ohio, your sports network. Very, very excited about that this year. But this is going to kick off the season. It's going to be the Combine. It's $5 at the gate. It's a very low price. And because the price is so low, there are no discounts, you know, it's no student discount, senior discount, nothing like that. It's just $5. That $5 is going to help both fund the event, take care of the awards that we're giving, and fund future events and achievement and things that we're trying to push out there. So, you know, I know there were some concerns at one time from a few people about the charge, but you know, that's something that we set up right from the very beginning. The $5, it goes to a great cause, because we all that money is just getting pumped right back into the community. You know, I'm doing my very best to promote Ashtabula and make these kids feel like superstars. And that's the best way I know how. I love sports, and they say, you know, do what you love. So this is my contribution. Some more exciting things. Now, I can't give you all the details just yet, but we do have a couple shows that are going to be happening throughout the year. Now, you're still going to get your weekly show. I'm still going to be stopping by. We're going to be going over the games that happened last week. We're going to be giving you your stat leaders. We're going to be keeping track of people, you know, where they're at, what they're doing, team-wise, player-wise. You know, there's records that are set to be broken this year. We'll be keeping track of those. So that'll be on the weekly show. But if you've watched any of the other shows that happen on YSN, particularly during the football season, you've seen great shows like the Tigers Table, you know, where they go out and celebrate one team at a local restaurant who is sponsoring that team. We're going to be bringing that right here to the lakefront this year for the first time ever. We've got a couple restaurants, a couple businesses that were interested in getting involved with that. And I'm very excited to be kind of the flagship up here, you know, taking what's working down south in the Youngstown Trumbull area from YSN and incorporating it up here into what I'm looking at as YSN, the Ashtabula territory. So we're going to be taking this show on the road is what I'm telling you. So that means on, weekdays, you're going to have 2 or 3 shows a week. The regular show, we'll have the team-based shows, and then obviously always we're going to have your live sports coming right now. Working on getting some more volleyball stats and coverages, that sort of thing. I've always been heavily reliant on some very, very great people, hoping to continue that relationship this year. That way we can keep track of these young ladies and all the hard work that they're doing throughout the city and throughout this county and, making their careers. And we've got some young ladies out here that can really, really play, and they show their best on the court. So I'm excited to kind of follow their careers. We've got some young ladies who are going to be approaching records on the volleyball court as well. So we'll be trying to keep track of those, keeping you guys up to date on who is where and what they're doing. So again, all the schools out here that are YSN, they're right there on the screen in front of you. Jefferson, Lakeside, Pymatuning Valley, St. John, Edgewood, Conneaut, and the Grand Valley Mustangs. All of them going to have all 10 of their games broadcast live right here on YSN Live. It's going to be the first year we're ever going to get them all, and I could not be more proud. I could not be more excited. We've got some teams that are on the precipice of getting in here. They are really close to signing on with us. Maybe dipping our foot into Lake County here very, very soon with a very heavy hitter. Stay tuned for that, because as soon as the ink dries on that one, I could promise you I'll be doing another, whether it's a show or a snippet, something to let you guys know about the newest edition. And if your child is going to a school that's not included, you might be wondering to yourself, why is this high school not getting any coverage? Why is this high school not getting any broadcast? Why are they not getting, brought up in front of the people who deserve to be, why are their achievements not being brought up in front of people? It's very, very simple. This is a free service, FREE, free. We do all the work. We come out. We make sure that every one of your games are going to get broadcast. We make sure that every one of your achievements is going to be broadcast and brought to the moon. We do it for free. It's a simple media agreement. And once that is signed, YSN is there with bells and whistles. You're getting all the excitement. You're getting all the promotion that you deserve. It's as simple as signing a media contract with this media company. And that's what we do. It doesn't cost the schools a penny. So if your school is one of them that is not on the list, you can reach out to me. You can reach out to YSN directly at info@ysnlive.com. We would love to get there. We'd love to get you guys going. We'd love to promote your kids. And that includes the one school in Ashtabula County that is not on the network. I think everybody knows it. It's the elephant in the room, or I guess we can call it the eagle in the room. It's been a couple years since we've had, those young people from Geneva on the network. And it's honestly been a heartbreaker the entire time. Those are great kids. Those are great families. They're great sports programs. They deserve to be promoted. They deserve to be on your sports network. And that's what I've done everything I can from my end. We've brought everything to the table. The moment that gets pushed through, you can bet your bottom dollar they're going to be right here where they belong, getting all the promotion that they deserve. So getting back to what I was talking about, again, the combine coming up here on July 27th. It's going to be a blast. We have always had a great turnout. Both the parents, the students, everybody who wants to support their kids comes out. This year, it's going to be right back at Lakeside High School. We're bringing it back to where it started. We are going to talk about maybe bouncing around and that sort of thing. I know there are some big things going on around in the county. If you haven't been on Facebook or Instagram or any of the other social medias, you may have missed the fact that there's a little school in the south part of the county called Jefferson High School that has arguably the best high school football field in all of Ohio. And I would take that field and put it up against anybody in the state of Ohio. It is unbelievable. Shout out to Coach Hannah, to the athletic director, Greg Jahola, to JC Montanaro, the superintendent, to all the people in Jefferson that made that thing happen. You guys really did something great there. It's one of the most beautiful football fields I've ever seen in my life. And you guys are going to get to see that field at least 5 times this year because all of their games are going to be right here on YSN. I'm super excited to see what's going to happen for that team. Not trying to get too far into the previews, but Jefferson is one of those teams that they had a tough year last year. I'm a broadcaster, not a baker, so I'm not going to sugarcoat anything here. They had a tough year last year. They got one less win than anybody ever wants to get without getting one last year. But this is a team that I've gotten a chance to watch these guys go out in 7-on-7s. And the way these kids are playing, the way these kids are training, the way these kids are competing, you would have thought last year was the year that they met the Monstar squad that's known as Glenville. So I'm very, very excited to see where these young kids are going to go. Gotten a chance to see Lakeside bringing in a new head coach in Terry Henton. And we all know what Terry Henton can do on the offensive side of the ball. He just happens to have coached and been one of the biggest, the coordinators who got Tony Hall to be the most successful quarterback in Ashtabula County history. I can't wait to see how is that going to translate into this Lakeside offense that when I tell you they have more weapons than people even realize, whether it's some young men coming back home, whether it's some young men stepping up into the role that they need to be in, Lakeside's going to be one of those teams that you're going to have to watch out for. They're not the only one you got to watch out for. There's this small school right here in Ashtabula, Ohio. The smallest school to be, in fact. And that's the St. John Heralds. And you're going to get to hear my voice on all of their broadcasts this year. And before you guys get into the favoritism, before you get into this or that, I will tell you that I am the proud father of a senior cheerleader coming out there this year. I've also got a sophomore cheerleader out there. So I am going to get the honor and the privilege of being at every single one of those games and getting to live the senior parent life this year. But this is a team in St. John that is revamped. This is a team. This is not the same St. John team that you saw from a couple years ago, from last year, or whenever the last time. Trust me, you do not want to see those guys. They're coming out. They're big, they're strong, and they're hungry. This is a team that is going to exceed all expectations this year. I cannot wait. There's some. I think it's going to take a couple weeks before people actually open their eyes to what this team's actual capabilities are. But when they do, boy, it's going to be something. And then you've got Edgewood. Edgewood is a team that was so successful last year. We talked a little bit about Tony Hall and him becoming the most successful quarterback in Ashtabula County history, taking the single season record, the career record, the single season touchdown record. I mean, when that kid was out there, he was making big time plays during big time moments all year long. He graduates from there, along with about 16 other guys that started for that team. Now, you've got a man, I call him a young man because he's my age, and Elijah Juan Cooper, who is going to be part of this rebuild over there. They are one of the most interesting stories all of football this year. How can the Edgewood Warriors reload this year? They've got some guys who are coming back, but these guys are going to have to step up into much, much bigger roles. It's going to be super interesting to see who's going to do what. Elijah Juan is keeping those guys ready. We talk about 7-on-7s. They're traveling all over the place. Their weight rooms are full as much as OHSAA will allow you to. These kids are out there getting big time work in there. I can't wait to see where they go. There's Conneaut this year. So Conneaut loses their two biggest offensive players last year in Wyatt Payne and Max Gleason. Max Gleason, one of the most electric athletes in all of the county last year. Him and Wyatt Pound were a two-man show. You couldn't do anything with them. Both of those guys, they graduate. And now, once again, Coach Rocco Dobrin has to go back and figure out who's going to step into this role. One thing I can tell you about Rocco Dobrin, and it's something I have always respected about him and this has been since we started covering this when it was me and Ryan Cole doing this as 4-4-0 and goal. Rocco finds a way. This is a team that you can't count out. I don't care if they graduate, all of their offense or all of their defense. Conneaut is going to rebuild, reload, and come right back. And it's never a given. Everything you take from Conneaut, you got to take with force. So I'm interested to see over on the Conneaut with the Spartans, who's going to step up, who's going to be the name, who's this year's Max Gleason and Wyatt Payne. That's going to be a fun one to watch as well. Grand Valley is coming back this year. Now, they have an offensive change last year. They go from, 2 years ago where they kind of aired it out and, they had guys like Bobby Rogers who were killing the rest of the county, and they switched over to a much more run-heavy, kind of grind it out. I call it the old school football effect. They were kind of working through the kinks on that one. Had a tough year this year, but it's the second year. Now, Coach Clint Nims is going to have some kids coming back who have 2 years under their belt. They understand this offense in and out. And, oh, by the way, we talked about the Jefferson, that beautiful field that Jefferson put together. We can't overlook that the Mustangs are going to be playing on a brand new field this year. They're going over to the turf. It's going to be absolutely beautiful. I got a chance to talk to John Hall, the athletic director out there in Grand Valley. He is immensely excited about getting people to come on out to Orwell. That's right, folks. Get out there on Route 45 and drive until you see the school. Go out there and check it out. They've got a beautiful stadium coming out there, coming out this year. But I'm really interested on the football side to see who is going to be the Mustang that is going to carry the horsepower this year. Who is going to take on the rushing role? Who is going to be under center and make the big difference this year? Have they worked out the kinks? Have they worked out, the hiccups that they were trying to deal with last year, which is going to happen anytime you're switching from one type of an offense to a different type of an offense, completely different, throwing the ball a ton to going, I don't know if it's the wing tee or the wishbone or, what it is, but it's going to be a much more run heavy offense. That's where they were at. And, they were trying to figure that out and getting their guys all on that train. And then I can't overlook the Pymatuning Valley Lakers. Pymatuning Valley Lakers, they've got their own crew this year, the broadcast crew. I'll be heading out there a couple times this year like I always do. Can't wait to get out there. I'll be honest with you guys. I love going out to Andover. When you talk about high school football and the experience and the ambiance of old school high school football, that's what you're getting when you watch the Pymatuning Valley Lakers. They go out there, the entire city, whatever country, whatever it is of Andover, they pack the stands, cowbells, crowd yells. It's loud. It's what it should be. It's super fun to go out there, and they are pumped. PV is coming back with 2 absolute dogs this year. And if you guys want to check out some of the people I'm talking about who are returning, make sure you get over to the combine because these young men are going to be there. But when you're talking about Ty Vickery and Ryan Croston, you're talking over 3,000 yards. That's coming right back. Oh, and by the way, they're steadfast and strong up front. So they're going to push you off the ball, and they've got 2 playmakers behind them. And, Coach Croston knows what to do. He says, put the ball in the hands of the playmakers. He's got 2 that are ready and roaring to go. I'm going to be very interested to see how that goes this year. Can they maintain the momentum that they set up last year? Because Croston and Vickery were absolutely phenomenal. And go back and look at the stats. These guys were on there every single week when it came to rushing yards and touchdowns. That's a team that went down and, before eventually losing to the powerhouse that is Mogador. And they had Mogador on their heels. They went out there, this little team from the most southern point of Ashtabula County in Andover, and went to Mogador, who is certified and stamped in the playoffs, and put them on their toes and got their rushing game and played their game. Didn't go in their favor this year, but I'll tell you what, I don't think Mogador wants any of that smoke this year because PV came with it. And I'm excited to see what they're going to do again this year. But, that's just kind of a quick preview on what I'm seeing. Those are all my opinions. My genuine, God's honest truth hope is that all of our teams from right here in the upper corner of Ohio, right here on the beautiful shores of Lake Erie, that they all have success. I'm wishing you guys all good luck, good health, because that plays a bigger part than I think people realize, is the health comes into, because what we saw last year as playoffs come in, the bumps and the bruises started to take over. But we've got a lot of programs that are going to try and continue their success from last year. And we've got a lot of programs that are bouncing back. And I think that a lot of these guys out here are being overlooked. I can promise you this, folks. If you are betting well, you can't bet, so we're not going to talk about betting. But if you are going to pick your winners based on what they did last year, you are going to be wrong more times than not, because this year we have a bunch of teams that are revamped and are ready to go out there and play the beautiful game of football. So that's kind of, like I said, just a quick little preview on that. I do want to, again, plug this one more time. July 27th, starting at 9 a.m. at Lakeside High School. We're going to be doing the fourth year in a row, baby. It's the senior year for the program. For the Ashtabula Combine, you're going to come out and you're going to get to see some of Ashtabula County's biggest, strongest, and fastest all compete against each other. Let me run through the comments because we got quite a few out here, and I love it. We got Coach Bento. Go Heralds. Carry on, Sammy. Thanks, Coach. Mike asking about Geneva. We did cover that one. Coach Keen on here. He's going to be there to check it out. That's another one of my guys. My beautiful wife, YSN to the moon. That's an absolute fact. You guys thought YSN was covering everything last year. Wait till you see what we're going to do this year. Coach Valeriano, congratulations to this young man as well, as he is one of the new coaches in the area, joining the Lakeside coach with Terry Henton. He's helping some of those defensive linemen. And what better young man to learn from than Junior Valeriano, who was an absolute force on the line himself. My man, my brother, Brandon Hanna. Shout out to the boss, JC Montanaro, the man with the plan. That's an absolute fact. JC Montanaro makes things happen, folks. And Coach Keen, again, great job, Sam. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate all of you guys for just taking a little bit of time, stopping in and saying hello. I'm really excited. You know, I cover everything. I love basketball. I love baseball. But, you know, football is my heart. This is the one that really gets everything, gets the engine roaring. So I've been pumped about it. You know, I joke around with DJ over at YSN, you know what I mean? Because I'm talking about football in February, and he's still trying to recover, which, you know, shout out to the captain of the ship, because YSN is going to the moon, and it's mostly in part to that guy right there. That's our own Neil Armstrong right there, folks. But let's talk a little bit about some other things going on here. This weekend over at Lakeside, for all you basketball heads, the Emilio Parks Classics. It's the third year. He's bringing it back, and he's going bigger and better than ever this year. He's got custom jerseys this year. There's going to be a DJ there. He's got some sponsors jumping on there. And Emilio Parks, if you don't know who he is, then you didn't follow basketball in this area. International professional basketball player. This guy's played more basketball than anybody I know around here. Bringing it right back to the community. He's getting this is an adult tournament, so we're going to have a lot of names from the past playing in there. And if they're going to continue with the same way that they did it before, there'll be like a 30 and over group playing, and then a 30 and under. And let me tell you guys, both of those gyms are fun to watch for different reasons, because some of those 30 and over guys can still shoot the rock, and they go out there, and yeah, they might take a couple extra timeouts more than the younger guys, but they can still get up and down the court. And I'm really excited to see what's going on with this one. So again, make sure you guys head out there. The doors are going to open up at 9:00 for this one, right there at Lakeside High School. Beautiful gymnasium. When you talk about gymnasiums that can host events like this, Lakeside's right there at the top. It's got great parking. It's a wide open gym. Tons and tons of seating. It's going to be an absolute blast. And Emilio Parks, he always does just a phenomenal job. So, one of the guys I'm really, really proud to promote, right here in the county, a guy who, had so much success out of here, that bringing it back and coming back for this Parks Classic. And then last but not least, I do want to reach out to everybody who's watching now or in the future. 12.4 million views in 2023 on this regional network. That is your sports network, ysnlive.com. You're going to be prime time all the time. We're support your local teams, support your local communities by supporting a company that's doing the job for you. Maximize your marketing, because when I tell you we are everywhere from the shores of Lake Erie all the way down to Akron, with Akron Hoban being one of our schools as well. It's a great way to get your business, your product, whatever you're trying to get out there. It's a great way to get it out there. We have the best value in advertising in all of sports, in all of advertising, really, if you ask me. It's such a small amount to contribute to 12.4 million views potentially for your business, your product, or whatever you're trying to promote. If you are interested, I would love to get you guys on the network. That means you're going to run during games. That means you're going to run during shows. You know, we've got all kinds of different packages, from the biggest businesses to the smallest business. We want to promote you. We can do that right here on ysnlive.com. You can reach out again, ysnlive.com. You can go to info@ysnlive.com, or you can go 440andgoal@gmail.com. That's going to get me. I'll get you to the right people, and we'll get you where you belong, which is right here on your sports network. It's your sports network, and we're just here bringing the news to you. So one last time before we go, I just wanted to put another reminder out here. We'll go full screen on this bad boy. Oh, I did it the wrong way. So, there's that. Here we go. 4th annual Ashtabula County Combine starting at 9 a.m. on July 27th. It's going to be at Lakeside High School this year. $5 at the gate. That's going to let you see all of the combine, the 7-on-7, the lineman challenge. Let me tell you guys something about this lineman challenge. It's not something that I've ever gotten into. I wasn't a lineman, so I didn't realize how hyped that actually got through traveling around and going to these 7-on-7s. And again, shout out to, the guys like Brandon Hanna and Terry Henton and everybody in this area for inviting me to the 7-on-7s. If you guys invite me and I can get there, you believe I'm going to be there. But going out there and checking out some of this stuff, and the lineman challenge, to be quite honest with you guys, is more lit than even the 7-on-7. It's these guys it's a one-on-one. It's strength. It's who's going to be the best at this time right now. They get hype. Everybody's yelling. Everybody's having a good time. It's something that is well coached by the coaches. They keep the kids in line. If it gets to be a little bit too chippy left or right, everybody breaks it off, and everybody is reminded, hey, we're out here just trying to get better together. I have, every time I've seen it, which is twice now, it has been, a positive experience. And I'm really, really looking forward to adding that to the mix of the combine, because at the end of the day, the combine is to just show these kids and show what they can do best. And, I'm really kind of treating it as kind of like a kickoff into the fall season. This is when it gets real, because right after that, it's time to get pads on, baby, get practicing. And before you know it, we're going to be going live on Friday night with Sam or Larry or Tyler or whoever else is going to be calling it for that night. So that's tonight's show. I just wanted to stop in, get a quick update with you guys. Let you know some of the things that are coming. Lots of social media posts. I've been doing my best to kind of blast these things out there. If you guys, even if you can't sponsor or anything like that, the shares are incredibly helpful. So share the post, let people know. There's still a little bit of time if people want to get involved with sponsoring the combine. By the end of this week is when I'm really going to kind of lock that in. So I can get everybody on the thank you banner. It's because of the businesses and the people like you that we are able to do these things, because without your generosity, it's not possible. All these things cost money, and every time somebody takes their hard-earned dollars and puts it in, I do my very best to promote them to my best ability. So again, we've still got time. If you want to get involved, if you want to jump into the sponsorship game, I'd love to get you on there. You'll be on the big thank you banner. I'll be mentioning you at the combine. I will be asking people to patronize your businesses as well. So, it's a great way to give back to the community because you are essentially giving right back to the kids for this event. So that's my show, and I'm sticking to it. I'm really hoping to see a bunch of you guys get out there, a bunch of you guys and girls get out there on July 27th at Lakeside High School at 9:00 as we get ready to get busy for the 4th annual Ashtabula County Football Combine. Football is upon us, folks, and I could not be any more excited. And actually, one more thing before we get out of here. If for all of you gamers out there, and I'm one of them, there's a big one coming out here in about 2 days, and it's this guy right here. It's EA College Football 25. I am going to have that game, and one of my favorite things that they do in EA College Football is a feature called Team Builder. So Team Builder, you get to build your team. It's completely created from the ground up. One of the things that I'm looking into doing, at least for this area, because I've done it for years, is creating the high school teams right there in EA College. So I will be doing that in the Team Builder. It may take some time, but we'll have roster accurate teams on EA College Football. You never know. I may be even doing a game stream or something along those lines with the teams playing against each other digitally. We're going to find out a way to have fun, but I know I'm really, really looking forward to this one coming out. It's one of my favorite franchises of all time. So gonna put the Ashtabula flavor in that and try and promote it, have a little fun with it. That's the whole point of it. We're going to get these high school kids on there and, put some high school teams out there. I'll try to make the jerseys match perfectly because it's something that I work very, very hard on every time. I'll be honest with you guys. I've done it since I was in about 7th grade. The first thing I did with when Team Builder came around was, make, Lakeside and Edgewood and Conneaut and St. John and make all these teams. And now with all the access to the rosters I have, I can do up-to-date rosters that are completely accurate. So I'm looking forward to that. So look for that as well. But that is going to be it for real this time, folks. I want to thank you all for joining me. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody on the 27th. We're going to see some of the best of the best. We're going to see some of the strongest. We still have some combine records. I just got a chance to talk to one of the young men who still holds the combine record to this day. And he asked me, he said, "Hey, is my record still standing?" And I said, "It absolutely is." We're going to see this year because it might get broke by one of his own family members. We'll never know. We'll find out on the 27th. I can't wait to see you guys there. Once again, my name is Sam Torres. This is the 440 Sports Show. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys soon. And again, folks, this is for the 440.
This for the 440. This for the 440. For the city and the back roads. Got a whole county full of them ghosts. All from the 440 and let's go. Hey, it's just for Beulah County. Yeah, right on your head like a bounty. Said I'm from Beulah, they know I'm from Beulah, so let me just go talk about my surroundings. Shout out them Eagles that's out in Geneva, them Lakers, oh yeah, that's Palmetto Valley. We from the 440 chasing these goals. If you in the way, you get taken out proudly. And Jefferson soaring with Falcon. Said that you working, you ain't really working. You see that we working, our hands got a callus. Putting in reps till we moving some mountains. Edgewood got warriors, they won't allow it. Me, I bleed green and gold, they know defeating those dragons who run the whole city. You wildin'. And they really bout it. And next we gon' go to Grand Valley. Work like a horse and don't show no remorse. So opponents keep coming, we stack them and pile them. Yeah, and Connie I flooded with Spartans. As soon as they pull up on game day, we park them. Cause we number one in that spot, ain't a bargain. Man, shout out St. John, they be ballin' like Harden. This for the 440. This for the 440. This for the 440.